Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. 8 Best Theories on How Yellowstone Season 5 Part 2 explains Kevin Costner's absence as John Dutton IA. Following news of Kevin Costner's exit from Yellowstone, many have been speculating and theorizing about how his character, John Dutton IA, will be written out of the Paramount Network series, and there are only so many possibilities that make sense. Taylor Sheridan's popular TV show follows the Dutton family, led by Costner's John, who owns the Yellowstone Ranch near the Broken Rock Indian Reservation and Yellowstone National Park. Throughout the neo-Western drama series, the family experiences many ups and downs as they struggle to maintain control over their land and power in the community. Throughout Yellowstone's 5 seasons, Costner's patriarchal figure has seen it all. And after the ending of Season 5, Part 1, in January 2023, it was clear that John was in trouble. With the announcement that Costner would leave Yellowstone ahead of the Season 5, Part 2 premiere, John's fate in the TV show was all but sealed. He will be absent in the final 6 episodes of Yellowstone. Although neither Sheridan nor any of the cast members have revealed how Costner's exit will be explained within the context of the neo-Western drama, there are only so many options for John's ending. One of the most prevalent and logical theories concerning John Dutton IE's exit in Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2 revolves around his death. Kevin Costner's character's dying would be a fitting end for him. It would also be an easy way to explain the actor's absence from the Paramount Network TV show. Perhaps the best or most believable way for John to die in Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2 is from natural causes, as it could plausibly happen off-screen, which is necessary because Costner isn't returning in the episodes at all. Unfortunately, heart attacks happen all the time, especially to someone of John's age in Yellowstone. It's entirely possible that John was working on the ranch one day and had a sudden heart attack, off-screen of course, or he died in his sleep. Sure, John dying from natural causes wouldn't be the most shocking death in Yellowstone's history. However, this explanation for Costner's absence would allow Season 5, Part 2, to quickly move on from his death to more important storylines that must end before the finale. The final episode of Yellowstone Season 5, Part 1, chronicles Jamie Dutton's complete betrayal of his father, John Dutton IA. Jamie has never felt like he truly belonged to the Dutton family, so his turn against them has been a long time coming. Sarah Atwood persuades Jamie to file articles of impeachment against John, the governor of Montana, in an attempt to take away his power and stop his chokehold on the community. Jamie accuses his father of violating numerous state laws, and his pursuit could easily end with John getting kicked out of his political office. The premiere of Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, could reveal that Jamie was successful and John is no longer the governor of Montana. As a result, John has faded from public view, explaining why he isn't in the show's last 6 episodes. Costner's character is lying low, while his daughter, Beth Dutton, handles Jamie. After Jamie Dutton files the articles of impeachment against John Dutton II in the Yellowstone Season 5, Part 1, finale, Beth Dutton confronts her brother. She threatens to release the photos of him dumping his biological father's body at the infamous train station if he doesn't retract his filing. However, Jamie shares his knowledge that John has been burying the bodies of his enemies at the train station for years now, something Beth is unaware of. Consequently, the two are at a standstill, stoking Jamie and Beth's rivalry in Yellowstone. Maybe Jamie goes through with his threat of telling the police about his father's crimes in Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2. As a result, John goes on the run from the law, trying to evade capture and going to prison. This explanation for Kevin Costner's absence in Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2 would make sense for the story. It would also add more fuel to the fire in the war between Jamie and Beth, making their storyline all the more intriguing. Even though Kevin Costner's John Dutton IE suddenly moving out of Montana might be unbelievable on the surface. It could make sense if the writers do it right in Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2. As mentioned above, Jamie has filed articles of impeachment against his adoptive father. John may simply give up, stepping down from his position as the governor of Montana and subsequently moving out of the state in the last season of Taylor Sheridan's Costner's widely publicized departure from Yellowstone. Fans are left speculating how the show will address the absence of its patriarch, John Dutton IE. As Season 5 Part 2 approaches, the series faces the challenge of weaving Costner's departure into the narrative without disrupting its compelling storyline. Here are 8 intriguing theories on how Yellowstone might explain John Dutton's absence while keeping the drama intact. 1. A tragic death that shakes the ranch to its core. One of the most plausible and dramatic ways to explain John Dutton's absence is through his untimely death. The show could open with a shocking event, perhaps a fatal accident while working on the ranch, or a targeted attack by his numerous enemies. Such a loss would send ripples through the Dutton family, creating an emotional and political power vacuum. This approach would honor John's larger-than-life legacy while setting the stage for the next generation of Duttons to step up. 2. A strategic retreat to protect the ranch. John has always put the ranch above all else. What if he fakes his own death or goes into hiding to protect Yellowstone? This twist would tie into the long-standing theme of sacrifice for the land and create a narrative where his children must carry on his mission. It would also leave the door open for a surprise return, keeping fans on edge. 3. John's political commitments take him away. As Montana's governor, John's duties often pull him away from the ranch. Season 5 Part 2 could lean heavily into his political commitments, portraying him as being tied up with state affairs or sent on an extended diplomatic mission. While less dramatic, this explanation aligns with his established storyline and allows other characters to take center stage at the ranch. 4. Health issues force John to step down. Given John's age and grueling lifestyle, health problems could serve as a natural explanation for his absence. A serious illness or injury could force him to step back from his duties, providing a bittersweet farewell for Costner's character. This scenario would allow for poignant scenes between John and his family, offering closure while passing the torch. 5. A noble sacrifice in the name of family. John Dutton has always been willing to go to great lengths to protect his family and the ranch. Season 5 Part 2 could see him making a life-altering sacrifice, perhaps taking the fall for a crime to shield one of his children or dying in a heroic act. This would not only explain his absence, but also cement his legacy as the ultimate protector of Yellowstone. 6. A sudden disappearance linked to an ongoing mystery. Yellowstone has never shied away from intrigue and suspense. John's sudden disappearance could ignite a season-long mystery, with the family uncovering clues about his fate. Whether he's been kidnapped by rivals or vanished under mysterious circumstances, this theory would inject an element of suspense into the narrative while explaining his absence. 7. A time jump to a post-John era. One bold approach would be a time jump, starting Season 5 Part 2 years after John's departure. His absence would be explained through flashbacks or exposition, and the focus would shift to how the family and ranch have evolved in his absence. This approach could reinvigorate the series by exploring new dynamics and conflicts while honoring John's legacy. 8. A peaceful retirement. Although unlikely given John's combative nature, the series could choose a more understated exit for his character. Perhaps he decides to retire and live out his days in peace, leaving the ranch in the hands of his children. While less dramatic, this theory would emphasize the importance of family continuity and offer a graceful exit for the character. The ripple effects of John Dutton's absence. Regardless of how Yellowstone explains John's departure, his absence will inevitably reshape the show. Characters like Beth, Case and Jamie will be forced to step into new roles, potentially igniting fresh conflicts and alliances. Meanwhile, the ranch's future will hang in the balance, creating opportunities for both growth and tragedy. The Duttons' ability to navigate these challenges without their patriarch will define the series' next chapter. John Dutton's larger-than-life presence has been a cornerstone of Yellowstone since its inception. As the show moves forward without Kevin Costner, it has the chance to honor his legacy while exploring uncharted territory. With these 8 theories in mind, fans can only hope that Season 5 Part 2 delivers a fitting farewell to one of television's most iconic characters.